Friends, today we will study the first module of the chapter Acid, Bases and Salt. It is the second chapter of the class 10th NCERT book. The first module is the natural and synthetic indicators. You can see in the slide three compounds, acid, bases and salts, which you have studied in earlier class, especially in class 7th. According to the previous knowledge, we know that the acids are the substances which are sour in taste. Anything which is sour in taste contains one or the other acids. Bases are the substances which are bitter in taste and soapy to touch. Salts are those substances which are produced by the reactions of acids and bases, and this reaction you have studied in earlier class as a neutralization reaction. Now child, in this chapter we will study the reactions of acids and bases, how acids and bases cancel out each other, and the effects of the acids and bases reaction in our day-to-day life. Before we go to the details of this module, especially the indicators, we should know what is indicator. Indicator is a chemical substance which identifies the acids or bases or a neutral compound by a change in color. Now, in our day-to-day life, we have a blue litmus, that is basically a purple dye which is extracted from a lichen, a plant belonging to the division Thallophyta. The lichen relationship you have studied last year in the chapter Diversity. Now, when this substance, that is the blue litmus, normally we call it as a blue litmus, but the color is violet. When we add acid to it, it turns red, and that red solution can be used as a red litmus. Since it is obtained from an organism, so we call it as a natural indicators. There are many other natural indicators in our day-to-day life. We see that is the red cabbage leaves, turmeric, the colored petal of some flowers, for example petunia, geranium. These are all your natural indicators. Now children, indicators are of two types. First is the natural indicators. We will study three natural indicators in this module: the blue litmus, the red litmus and the turmeric. Now child, in this slide you can see the left diagram. When we are dipping a blue litmus, just concentrate on the left beaker. That is, when we dip a blue litmus into an acidic solution, it is changing into red. Again, concentrate on the right diagram. It is a basic component. A base is kept in a beaker, and when we put a red litmus, it changes into a blue color. Next child, whenever bases we have a third indicator, that is the turmeric. Turmeric is also a natural indicator. You can see in this picture we have taken turmeric in two containers. In one case, the first case, we have added acid to it. In the second case, it is base. In the first case, with the acid, turmeric does not show any change in color, but in the second case, the base changes the turmeric into reddish brown in color. That is why children, you will see that whenever the turmeric, any turmeric liquid or your curry falls on your clothes, and when your mom washes with the soap being a base, it changes into reddish brown. Now child, we have the next one as the synthetic indicators. We have to do three synthetic indicators. We have to study in detail the synthetic indicators. Number one, methyl orange. You can see child, the methyl orange turns pink with the acid, and it turns yellow with the base. You can see in the diagram, alkali is nothing but a soluble base. So acid has turned, it is a methyl orange colored dye which has changes into pink with acid, and it changes into yellow with the base. Now child, another synthetic indicator is phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is a colorless solution. It is a man-made dye and it is an organic compound, and it has no change with the acid. You can see the left beaker or a glass, that is basically an acid which is not getting change, showing any change in color with phenolphthalein. Whereas the second glass is having a base, it changes into pink color with phenolphthalein. So now we summarize the indicator tests for the reactions with acids and bases. The blue litmus, acid changes blue litmus into red. Base does not show a change with blue litmus. With red litmus, acid does not show any change in color, but with the base, the red litmus changes into blue. Similarly, turmeric will have no change in the color with acid, but it turns into reddish brown with the base. Similarly, methyl orange, whenever there is an orange dye, when it reacts with the acid, it changes into pink, and when it reacts with the base, it changes into yellow. Similarly, phenolphthalein, does not show any reaction with acids, but it turns pink with the base. Now child, we now next go to the next indicator, that is known as olfactory indicators. Before I explain these definitions, you can try this at home. You take a plate, it can be steel or any glass plate, cut some onions into it and keep it for some time, covering with another plate or a cloth. Then you will see, you take out the onion out of the plate, the smell of the onion is still there on the plate. But when you wash it with a detergent or any kind of soap solution, the stink of the onion or the smell of the onion is not prevalent after the washing with the soap. Now child, that means the smell of the onion is neutralized with the base. So onion becomes an olfactory indicator. The olfactory means smell. So what is the definition of olfactory indicator? An olfactory indicator is a substance whose smell varies depending on whether it is mixed with the acid or a basic solution. In this case, the smell of the onion is getting changed or removed by a soap solution which is a base, so it is an olfactory indicator. So we always say paste or juice of onion loses its smell when added with a base. Similarly, the clove oil and the vanilla essence that we see in a home, the smell changes with the base, but the smell does not get changed with the acid. So these are all the examples of olfactory indicators. So students, today in this first module, you have studied about the natural indicator, that is the blue, red and the turmeric. You have studied of the synthetic indicator, that is the methyl orange and the phenolphthalein. And the third type of indicator, that is the olfactory indicators. Okay children, we end with this and we wish you a very very safe life at your home. Please do the assignment and the notes followed along with this video. Thank you.